Hey everyone, Amber and Sasha here, and I just wanted to make a little video about pranayama since that is our theme for the month of April. Pranayama is a yogic technique which brings prana or life force into the body, and it's through the breath that we expand this life force and control it. It is known in yoga that where the breath goes, the mind goes. And so the more calm we can become in our breathing, the more calm we can become in our thoughts. The problem that often happens with pranayama, and I've been here in the past also, which is why I wanted to share this video with you today, is that pranayama can actually leave us feeling really agitated, even pissed off, and for me, it used to bring about real anxiety. And there are two things that can really help us to avoid these feelings and to instead create a relaxation response within ourselves through our pranayama. The first is to watch how we are breathing, which sounds obvious, but when we chest breathe only, we are activating the sympathetic nervous system, which essentially is the fight or flight system in the body. Now, there are times where this can be done correctly. However, most of the time we want to turn on the parasympathetic nervous system, which tells us, hey, you can be calm because you're safe right now. And we do this by doing belly breathing. So if you're finding yourself agitated by your pranayama practice, notice what part of your body moves as you're breathing. If it is your chest, like that, then you might want to start experimenting with bringing it down into your belly so that as you inhale, the belly moves out, and as you exhale, the belly moves in. And this should help to leave you feeling more relaxed and calm after pranayama. The other technique, and this one for me was huge. So, right, we always hear yoga teachers say, or meditation teachers, they say to take a big deep breath. And I think especially in our kind of type A society, we're like, I'm going to win the breathing, right? Like I'm going to take a huge deep breath. And then we leave our pranayama practices pissed off, because we are agitated and goal seeking within our breathing, and so therefore we become that in our thinking. So Baba Hari Das, in his commentary on the Yoga Sutras, says explicitly that our pranayama should be calm, subtle, and relaxed. Those three things. If it's not those three things, if we cannot do those things while we're doing pranayama, then we need to step away from the pranayama because we're just going to get ourselves into a really flustered, crappy state of mind. So the trick to doing this is to actually breathe gently. Instead of when you hear deep breath, think soft breath. Don't worry about the volume of the breath, the speed of the breath, anything else. Just think as gentle and soft as you can. This also means that in most pranayama techniques, there is no sound. There are exceptions to the rule. The big one, especially at Cambio, being Ujjayi breath. And this is, Ujjayi is both calming and activating, and that's why it's great to use alongside with an asana practice. But when we're sitting down to do specific pranayama, we are generally doing practices like the alternate nostril breath, where there should be no constriction at the back of the throat, and so therefore there should be no sound to the breath. So that's another thing. Listen to your breath as you're doing it. If you are sounding like this, then you're actually really, I mean, you could see my whole body, right? My shoulders went up, everything got tense. And that's exactly what your mind does too. So instead, you want it to just be soft, gentle flow of air in. Don't worry about how long it is, how deep it is. Soft, gentle flow of air out. And over time, as you do this, what eventually happens is the breath starts to breathe you rather than you breathing the breath. And that also takes us away from that goal-setting mentality and brings us into a more subtle state of mind as well. And in fact, the more I do this, the more I'm amazed at just how subtle I can get with the breath. and how powerful that is. In our culture, a lot of times, unless something's big and huge and loud and large, we think it's not effective. In pranayama, that's actually the opposite. So think of getting more soft, more gentle, and that's when you'll really start to see the changes. So I hope that helps you with your pranayama. Think about moving through the belly and about taking gentle breaths. Thanks so much.